home of the internet. My name is Jagero, and this is Dialogues with the Jageros. Today is a good day. I'm going to be talking with Julie Auma Majale. On Facebook, I see you calling yourself Julie Amari Udur. Mm-hmm. It's basically trying to give me crumbs. Because you were supposed to change your name fully.
Supposed to.
On the whatever.
Supposed to.
Yeah?
Supposed to.
That's what people do, but I don't care, by the way.
Anyway, yes. I was like, I know I'm not going to change my name, but Facebook
is giving crumbs.
Acha tumpatie ka kitu.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I don't give a fuck.
As the usual.
I've been... what are we supposed to be talking about again?
We said we are supposed to discuss our marriage and the institution of marriage as a whole.
Yeah,
that was the brief.
There is a lot of people talking about marriage, and I find there are people that are talking about divorce and how marriage is not good. Mm-hmm. It's suffocating. It's bad for women. I hear that a lot. Bad for women. It's very bad for. Is it bad for you, by the way? It's not bad for you. You look well fed. When we got married, you weren't this bubbly.
I wasn't this bubbly.
Yeah, you are not as biscuity.
Lies.
You are right.
Lies. Really?
You were skinny
on the internet.
You were skinny
on the internet. Huh? Okay. Anyway, yes. Anyway, I have grown bountifully. In part to you. In part to other things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the in that quote unquote traditional sense, marriage wasn't necessarily made to benefit women. Like marriage is most like for many people, I feel like for many women, I feel like it's an idea that it's the woman always gives away the most. It's not like an equal trade.
But I feel like that is not true at all, because it's just the men in the gutters mostly. When I go to the village, women are just pigaing gumzo.
At the end of the tree.
Yeah, well, it is my brother, Jimmy, my cousin, Pondo, my uncle. All my uncles are just in the trenches.
Interesting. It's very different from my side.
Women are basically having a good time. They are taking care of the kids. I don't know. Probably somebody can say that that's a better job. That's somebody can say that that's an easier job. Or they can say that that's just a staff.
That's the assumption. You see, the assumption is there was this lady, I forget. I need to find those references. But there's a lady who says it very well. She's some kind of professor, I think, from India, and she talks about work in terms of care. So, what is the biggest workforce? And her argument is women are the biggest workforce when it comes to care. For example, if you have an elderly person at home, the most likely person to be caring for her is a woman. If it's usually it relies on the woman to take that responsibility. Let's call it that. Yeah, and then in many cases, what happens is that the work she does in the home is either seen as easy, and if at all it was easy, then it should be easy to switch. Then you should say, let's switch spaces. Somebody stays at home, the other person goes and does the hustling. But for some men, even if the wife goes and travels kidogo, stress. Especially if they are just them and the child alone. So I'm wondering also how single dads are doing there. Yeah. So essentially, I wouldn't say that one is easier than the other. As a woman, in my experience and what I've seen, I feel that a lot of women get the shorter end of the stick most times. And if you don't have a comforting, a caring partner who understands where you're coming from, problematic.
Women are the ones saying that. Do you think men would agree with your opinion?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe some would. So those who are aware of the toll it takes on a woman, I think, would agree. Yes, because again, there's a toll that all that work takes. Say, for example, as a woman, you're a stay-at-home, everything. Yeah, you don't go out to work, quote unquote, right? And then the man is the one who's doing all of that. So all you are consuming in that house is thankful to the man because he's bringing the money to buy the things, to do the things, the fees, the what, all that. Yeah. That's a very heavy load. Something that you also don't talk about. Because even for many women, like, you need to make sure he does everything because you're also doing everything on this side. And then there's that whole argument of the 50-50 thing, which is a pitfall that is very... I agree with points of it and I disagree with the points of it. Because if you're all separate like that and there's no point where you're appreciating what the other one is doing, that's when problems start. If I start imagining that you're just an ATM machine, pia wewe ukipata shida, see the ATM bora itoe pesa. Then all you become is just quote unquote the provider of this, that, and the other. And that also, I would imagine that's not a good situation for a man to imagine that I'm only here because of the money I can bring to this home, and that's it. Or would that be a good feeling for a man? That you're just looked at as somebody who's just bringing.
Well, women are always saying that we are socialized in a way that you remember the discussion that women do not like wiping the tables after meals, women do not like cooking, women do not like washing clothes, women do not like preparing food, that we have been socialized and it is baked into their psyche that they're supposed to be doing that. And so naturally the training has been that once people go and eat, you'll see women, even a woman, if you go visiting with your wife to another house, you'll see the woman trying to help with clearing the table and things like that. While the man will just be asking, is there a beer?
Escort.
Is there a beer, ma'am?
Where's the beer? No, I think
so I have not to finish with that thought. So what I was saying is that perhaps men have also been socialized that this is my job. If in fact, if you looked at the series that I like watching, Love is Blind, is it?
Yeah. One among them.
Yes, Love is Blind. If you look at the men talking, they're always talking about, I want to take care of my family. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. And even when the women are talking, the last one, the South African one, one of the ladies called Kanya was saying that I am the table. I am the table. Don't get into that dubious argument.
What are you bringing to the table? I am the table.
I am the table. Which I've got very harsh opinions about, but perhaps men are just being socialized to do those things. It is your job to provide for your family. It's your job to do this. It's your job to do this. It's your job to do this. And for me, that is why we'll come to talking. We'll talk about it later on, I believe, when it comes to children. That is one of the reasons why I find a lot of men, and I don't know about the feelings of a woman because I'm not closely. I don't have the feelings of a woman. I have the feelings of a man, and I've realized that a lot of men have been socialized into thinking that way. They have to be the punching bag. They have to be the donkey that carries all the weight. This is where they are. So you find men, having all these problems, having mental sickness that they can't talk about. You have men that are sitting in the car just as they approach the home.
Stress of going into the house.
So I feel like women and men feel differently to marriage. But then we are starting without even talking about yourself. People already know me. They don't know much about me. Yeah. So your name is Julie.
Government name is Julie, yes.
Julie Majale. Majale is your father.
Yes.
Literally the name that I should have replaced. But since
quote unquote.
What a shame.
Do you have feelings about... I feel like this is an unresolved issue. Are you triggered?
Oh my God.
Let's talk about it.
It's just banter. Really, the last thing in my head is you having my name because I don't know how it's gonna help my life. I don't know how it's gonna help my life, by the way. But anyway, we are talking about you. So you're Julie Auma Majale.
Yes.
So you are why are you called a woman? You're a lawyer.
Because Auma is also in the Luya. There, for around, it's there. Apo Siopot. The intermarriage has gone so far that I'm not sure if there's anyone who's like purely Luo and purely Luya around that area.
But I believe the Auma.
But the Auma, yes, we also have Auma on the Luya side as well. Yes, and I was named after my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, my father's mother.
It's not coming from Luoland?
My grandmother, yes, very Luya, from Samia.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. So I'm named after her.
I've always thought that because your mother is Luo, right?
Yes.
Your mother is Luo and your father is Luya. I was thinking that the Auma is actually imported from.
Same thing we did with Maya.
What did you do with Maya?
See, after your mom, her middle name.
Yeah, but that's different. That's maternal.
Oh, that's maternal. So on our side, I'm named after the maternal. The paternal, sorry.
The paternal.
Yes. Father's mother, Julia.
You grew up in Nairobi. You're a town rat.
Bontao, this town rat business. Anyway,
Yeah.
It's fine.
But you seem to love the city so much, Julie.
I do. Not that I seem to, I do.
Why do you love the city this much? Because it's very strange for me that you love the city, that you don't want to get out of it.
Yeah.
It's not a very comforting place to be.
Not always, but again, nature, is it nature, nature? Like what you're saying, like socialization, I was born here in Nairobi. My family, we meet here in Nairobi. Like this is, yes. I know home is home, yes. We rarely ever go. I can count the number of times we've gone. In fact, I've been to our place more than I have to been to my place, my home's place.
What are you talking about?
Okay. Nyakach.
Are you listening to yourself?
I'm not sure what's happening. It started going and it just went.
Yeah.
Anyway, I spend more time at home in your ancestral home.
Yes.
In totality.
Yeah.
Than I have spent in my ancestral home, my father's home. Yes, is what I'm saying.
In Luo, we say you got ulipotea town.
I mean, yeah, but you see, it started like with the family. There was not much of that. Like growing up, it wasn't like, yeah, let's go. The only thing that would take us there is maybe daddy and mommy would go for a burial and they go and they come back. Yeah.
So hiyo tabia mbaya ni ya wazazi.
I wouldn't say ya wazazi. Hey, please do not spoil the relationship between me and my Aguero. I'm sorry. So no, that's not the thing. But yeah, I think it just wasn't in that like regularity. Oh, go home. It just wasn't there because all the people we needed to see were here. My grandmom was here. Grew up with my grandmother. The stories
Your grandmother?
Here. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's that whole thing of going home. It's just like a physical place. Like this is more home.
Would you say that you're struggling? I see you struggle when you are at home in your couch. Would you say that's
Yeah.
By the way, I want to ask you.
There are many by the ways. Yeah. Rewind. How much did you want to know about me? And then we go to Nyakach.
Oh,
Are we done with that?
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, you can be a co-host at Dialogue, Jagero. You're doing really, really well.
Thank you.
Yes, about you. So,
you know already a lot about me. It feels weird telling you things you already know.
There's a camera here.
Okay, so I'm speaking to the camera.
No.
Welcome back to Dialogues with Jagero.
Oh my God, this is not. This script is broken.
It's completely broken. It's complete chaos.
This script is broken.
Complete chaos.
Producer hii imeharibika.
It's weird.
Okay, so probably so you got raised here. Where did you go to school?
Born and raised here in Nairobi. The school where we went, Ubunga went, St. George's Primary School. That was school. And then high school, I went to, I feel like I'm giving my CV. High school, I went to a place called St. Hannah's. And then, thank you. Yes. And then university, well, things fell apart. No, I'm good. Yeah. University, things fell apart. So I found my own way after that, hustling in the city. Yes, which is how we ended up meeting.
Your story is very easy, but you guys were a bit people of means. You left. You grew up in Upper Hill.
Initially, yes, Upper Hill. Yeah, but that was before the upper hill of nowadays. The upper hill of now, I don't recognize it.
Yeah, of course. Things
Yes.
have changed.
But if you think about what this city looked like
yeah.
in the late, like from the time my sister was born, from late 70s to early 90s. Yeah. The city as we look at it right now is very different from what we are looking at right now. Yeah.
The high-rise buildings.
The high-rise buildings, the what. Because it was, regular families living like places in parklands. Because my family used to live in parklands. I don't know if I was born there by that time. I'm not sure. But when I was, so we moved from parklands. There was a time we were in parklands, and there was a time we were in Kileleshwa, and then we went to Upper Hill, and then we went to Tasia, and then we moved on. Yeah.
Yeah, so mimi, of course, everybody knows that I came to this city. Basically as an orphan, nikasumbuka sana. You know? Hey.
We can stay away from the traumatic.
You always confront your demons.
Confront your demons.
It's important to confront your demons.
Confront away.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I don't have much to confront.
You have dealt with your demons?
No. Far from it. I think this city was.
But you don't like being in the city. In fact, your mental health days are those ones like, I'm left, and I'll be like, I'll see you when I see you. In fact, my mom laughs a lot at that.
It's very. I feel the city is very. For me, this city has molded me into. It's a very confusing mold. You know, it's a very confusing mold. I came into this city with, and then I got really traumatized by this city. You know, I can't imagine the mental, the mental strength that I had to live with in this city. It was very, very traumatizing. The hunger. I think it was not even hunger. That was starvation.
I mean, there's also a thing about having enough of a support system around you.
You see, when I was in college where I had no fees to pay, I was in a college where I was living with people that had dads and both dad and mother, both dad and mom, and still had sisters and brothers that were working. So imagine I was in school with people who had father and mother that are both working. Then they have brothers and sisters
who are working.
That are working. It was a lot of privilege that I was seeing from the other side of the fence. You see, and then you go home and you don't have school fees, and you don't have this and you don't have that. But then if you look at it, you see. I honestly get really confused whether to be thankful to that experience. I don't want to be thankful to that experience. I don't want to say that, I don't want to hate that experience.
Okay, I get you. Okay, there's a thing about, you don't want the experience to be the cause of your issues, but even though you have like triggers and there's trauma around it, yes. But as a result of some of what happened, I mean, you've done great things since then. There were formative points in that journey of yours that were like, okay, now 1, 2, 3 things have to happen. And there's a way now you operate, which is in part, I won't say it's completely because you came to the city, because the same gentleman that was in that place at Paponditi and walking to school and all those things, I mean, all of those emotions, all of those experiences come together to make something. So in your case, you're sitting here X many years later, and you're here. You're not starving.
Yeah, I think I'm not starving.
Are you starving? Because you're talking about starvation that time.
I'm starving of sex.
The slander. Let me just say that I don't believe DWJ is the place for us to talk about starvation of certain physical affections.
I'm dead.
Caused by one of us at this table who has chosen to deflect.
Anyway, that's a huge deflection. That's that is to give time to breathe. Anyway, we're talking about I'm not starving, obviously. But the way, but do you know you can starve? I'm not talking about the sexual starvation, but I think that sometimes I am starving although I have food. You know the problems I have.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the idea of gluten, the idea of
you've been on a journey
and all those things.
Yeah.
Sometimes I starve, but I have. But you see, that's self-inflicted.
Self-inflicted. No, it's not really self-inflicted. If you need what you need and you just can't access it or get good quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think for you right now, my assumption is about the frequency and the quality.
Of what?
Of how you eat. That's like specifically about the eating stuff. But even like in starvation, yes, there's all the different types of starvation, emotional, blah, 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 all that. But in relation to the position you are in when you came to this city and now.
And that's what I wanted to say in as far as that is concerned is that, you see, the way they say, teach a child the way he should go and they will not depart from it. So, for example, punishing a child by whipping them. There is the whipping that you get maybe from, like just a little bit of pain. To give a child a little bit of pain, to tell them that, you should not do this. Then there are people who torture their children.
Yeah.
You see? So it's no longer about punishment, but it is gone overboard. So I think, so when you relate my story, when you draw those parallels, sometimes I feel like that I was a child that was tortured by life. Like the way I was molded was too severe. You get? Because there is a way you can be molded in a breathing space. My mind was I think the world was very aggressive to me in terms of how I was molded.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like I have lost a lot of emotions in that process. Yeah. So you see, like, for example, when there has been a lot of death in the family. So these days, when somebody tells me that somebody is dead, I have no feelings. I do not have feelings at all because, first of all, I dealt with so much pain in losing my father, losing our last born to a very torturous disease, bone cancer. Then I lost my mother to chronic typhoid. Then lost my father due to depression. My brother in a grisly accident. So you see those kind of things. You could say that they toughen you, but it's a bit too aggressive.
Oh yeah, I agree.
It's a bit too aggressive.
I agree. Like even with the emotions things, it's not that I don't think necessarily you don't feel them. I don't think that's as in from the outside looking in. Let me put it like that. I don't feel like you've lost the emotions. It's just like you have the capacity to feel the emotions, but it's almost been like you've been in a constant state of grief for so long that there's not a change. You get what I mean? Like the standard, the baseline, like you're saying, her life has been very aggressive and tough with you.
Yeah.
So your baseline is like already you're on alert, you're there. Yeah. So I feel like that's what I see with you at times from the outside looking in. Because many times, like even like when we disagree or when we argue or things like that, it's very much like, it's not necessarily flare-ups. It's more of like things that it doesn't occur. There are things that don't occur to you, actually. Let me put it like that.
What does that mean?
Yes. Like, for example, let's take a good example of the thing with death. Yeah. And when we had lost somebody close to us in the family, and I was telling you about it, you were like, oh, okay, Pole. Yes. And that was that. So you see, for you, it wasn't like, because like sometimes when I think I'm always like, are you okay? How are you? And I keep asking you to the point you get annoyed. You're like, yes. So you see, for me, I was like, hey, where is are you okay? It never came. And I was like, what? Yeah, but that's when I realized, it's not that he's not trying to be mean. It just doesn't occur to him. It's just not his standard of operation. Yeah, so I could get angry and be like, or I could be like, it is what it is.
Yeah. So then we sort of find ourselves meeting in this city. By the way, It's I don't remember our very first meeting. The first time I saw you, it's lost.
Yeah, by the way, that has been a big concern of mine. I'm worried that one day we'll be old and be like, who is this woman and what is she doing here?
It's not that.
No, I'm just saying a personal fear of mine.
Is it a real fear?
It lingers. It's not like a real fear. Like sometimes I still imagine that I'll wake up and I'll be back in my room in Tasia from this dream that Maya is not there, you're not there.
See, those are your nightmares.
Yeah.
Why am I in them?
I mean, see, you're there, you're present. You're in the highlight reel, you're in the cast of my reality show that is playing in my head.
Now, I hope that you're enjoying this program. Over the last 15 years, I have been working online for clients in America, in Europe, and all over the world. And that is why it pains me a lot when I see a lot of African brothers and sisters saying that they do not have a job. Now, this is the problem. A lot of people are trying to look for a job in 2024 in their own town, in their own country, in their local area. Now, the truth is there are no jobs in Africa, at least not so many jobs. The good news is that we have internet these days. We have a tablet, we have a computer, we have a phone, and that means that we can do a lot of jobs. And those jobs are online. That is why over the last 4 years, I've been writing a book that is called Digital Goldmine. It is a book that explains to you how you can earn money online. The 18 hustles that I've chosen are basically for Africans. Okay? Because what happens when you are doing online jobs is that payment is usually a problem. So these 18 side hustles that I have put together in this book, you can be paid very well and very conveniently. Okay, so the book is only 1,000 Kenya shillings. That is about $10. You can buy it in Kenya using paybill number. You can buy it online from anywhere in the world using a credit or a debit card. All the information about this book is in the description below. Just need to go to the description, click on the link, and you can buy this book. And if you have a brother, you have a wife, you have a husband, you have a friend who is sitting at home and watching Netflix, please do buy this book for them. If you are the one sitting at home and watching Netflix and have nothing to do, please buy this book and your life is gonna change forever. Because I have been doing this online and I've been traveling and I've been enjoying myself and having a lot of fun. So thank you very much. And now back to program. By the way, those are real fears. As a matter of fact, I have Doreen was telling me that Jagero, you need to move from a place where you feel protected. I talked with her and she told me that you still feel so naked. That you don't still recognize the people around you, like your wife, your child, the people that you should now have protection. You see, she was telling me that I feel like you have been naked for so long and you still have a feeling that there is nobody who can clothe you. You don't have any protection. You still feel so solo. And that's it's very difficult sometimes to get, for example, like, for example, I ask myself, so right now, if I'm not able to do my shit, will Julie be able to, I'm, for example, bedridden for 2 years. Will Julie be able to take care of me for those 2 years without, saying, Mimi
left. I live my best life. Who is this who's living in Langata, by the way? Because there's somebody who is living in Langata with a big V8 car. Who is this person?
Living with Langata with a V8 car? By the way, I don't like that place.
Why?
No, I've never lived Langata and Rongai gives me a very bad vibe.
Why?
No apparent reason.
Okay, sour. You said for no apparent reason, so it's fine.
Yeah, for no apparent reason.
It's just a feeling you have.
Yeah, Langata. It sounds...
No, I think I have the nostalgia of Langata of then. Because my closest auntie, my mother's sister, used to stay there, and part of the family still stays there. So there's that nostalgia of like going to Langata, it was the place to be. And then now, of course, Mark and Debbie.
Stay there.
No, Rongai. Yeah.
But anyway, we were talking about it's at lost on me the first day we met. Do you remember the first day we met?
Yeah.
Like the real first day.
Yeah.
Sure. That's interesting. Where? At All Saints?
Yes. We spoke on email a lot.
No, we couldn't have spoken on email.
Yes, we did.
Before we met.
Yes, we did. You can't say we couldn't have spoken if you don't remember.
What were we talking about on email?
See, poetry spot.
You sent me a poem? Oh, nice.
Yes. Anyway, that's how we met.
You sent me a poem?
Yes.
In order to say it at All Saints?
Yes. Remember once upon a time when you were leading poetry spot, yeah?
Yeah.
And we used to have to send our poems in.
I don't think we should say too much of what I don't remember on this podcast because
it might drum up some.
Hey, okay, you go ahead.
Once upon a time.
Care.
For real? Okay. Once upon a time, somewhere in this city, in a religious organization, you are running
All Saints Cathedral.
poetry spot.
That one I remember.
And then it was around the time you were doing like Color of God, very much around that time. And then so I sent in the poem, and then I think I still have those emails to date. Sent you the poem, and then there's that discussion of like this, that, and the other. Yes, you can show up, and then that started happening. It became so much of a regular that now we started quote unquote supporting or running poetry spot together.
Yeah, but I don't remember whether I asked you to help me run it or.
Yeah, you did.
And you said yes.
Yeah.
You're already getting attracted to me, no?
No, at that time you were just some guy. Yes.
An
I think
altar boy.
No. I don't think anyone would ever confuse you for being an altar boy. That is definitely not the case.
Are you trying to say that I have rough edges?
You are a rough edge. You don't have rough edges. You are a rough edge.
Hey, when I come to my rescue, don't sit there looking at the camera.
What? See, we said we are talking. Am
I really a rough edge?
You are at times. But like what I'm saying, the thing with you, and I think most of our friends would agree, people see you as this loud and boisterous, signature laugh, very signature core things.
Yeah.
You see? So when people see that, they don't know the other side of you. Like Doreen was saying, somebody who can clothe. There are times you quote unquote allow yourself to be clothed. And I've been very happy to see that. And it's really sweet and it's really nice. But in general, like how you show up in life in general, you are very much a rough edge. And I dare you to tell me I'm lying.
But this guy, you think I'm a rough edge? But I'm a good guy.
Oh, no. This is, okay, wait, let me clarify. I don't mean to say that you're a bad person.
Yeah. I'm having triggers.
You are a bold person. Let's put it that. Bold is the word. Not bad.
Super bold.
Bold. Bold to the point of you're like, okay.
Hey.
Yes, many people, like when they meet you and like first time even with friends or whatever, and like especially for people who don't know we are married, like on the internet, like the people who tell me the things you're posting, are like, this is your guy. What's going on there? Yeah. So you're bold, you're boisterous, all the nice B words.
Before?
Bold, boisterous.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
I dated a few girls when you were around.
Yeah. I planned some surprises for some of your girls. In fact, the one who was this close, you guys were this close. I was half waiting to be in that wedding. But that was before we had got feelings and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think the transition from us being friends and knowing each other for a long time.
I think I missed bullets.
You missed? No, apparently, according to Orato, you caught the most important one. So.
Orato. Yeah, I missed those bullets. Those are bullets I missed. We planned to get married at All Saints Cathedral. Then they told us to pay for the hall.
Oh,
they
yeah.
told me to pay for the hall.
Yeah, I think for that you had wanted okay, if you remember, like we had started the conversation of like, when we started dating, okay, not even dating. In my mind, I don't believe we dated.
But what is dating?
yeah, the whole courtship thing of like, yeah,
I did not have money to date you.
No, I mean, I'm not the one I'm not also Mr. Moneybags, but I'm like in the whole traditional sense of people who like they date, that whole thing, the thing, the courtship and all that. I don't feel like we did that. I feel like we just went from friends and we were like, we can do this together. And
I didn't
we were
have
like,
the money to buy
let's
you
do
coffee.
this together.
I didn't have the money.
You bought me tea, which I appreciate.
Do you know that tea? It is the tea from that restaurant.
Yes. Oh, you remember the restaurant? Kenyatta Avenue.
Yeah.
Not Kenyatta Avenue, sorry, Moi Avenue.
And the other one, there is another one. What was this called?
Al Yusra.
There is Al Yusra and then there is another one.
Yes, the one on Moi Avenue. We started Kwanza another one, Mocha Cafe, that used to be on, what's that road called? Your road in Yekona CJ's.
Karibu na nini?
Yes.
Koinange Street.
Yes. Is it? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it's Koinange Street.
Yes, so we had spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't really say that we did, like, in the terms of,
We
like,
dated.
going out
We
and
dated
doing
for
stuff.
sure. We dated.
No.
I think we did.
You didn't.
Maybe-
From the time we were, like, actually
Maybe
serious and all, like,
we did not date the way you had it in your high school head.
that in my high school head.
Like those things that women have.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I've never had that.
But we dated. We were in so many places together. We went to events together.
We were in places together.
Isn't that what dating is?
No. At least they're not by my definition. Like being exclusive, you are my girlfriend, I am your boyfriend, we are hanging out together for these purposes and we might be ending up towards marriage. In my mind, and which I back, by the way, I'm not saying it as...
so many of those things that ended up on the rocks. So you are lucky.
I was lucky.
Maybe we'd have ended up on the rocks if that would
No,
happen.
I think the problem you and I have, a shared problem we have, we are just way too... I feel like those things don't matter to us. At least for me, it didn't matter. Like that whole thing of getting married in church, me, I didn't care. In fact, I used to joke with my friends, I'd be well able to get married in a kenchik. I'm just like, I love the person, he loves me, I do, you do, tuendelee na maisha.
Kenchik.
Yeah.
That sounds like a one-night stand.
I mean, depends on your definition of a one-night stand. But like for me, my problem in life is that I don't need much to be happy. Yes. And so the things that are important to me are very...
The church got a feeling that I did not get married there.
But that church keeps catching feelings for no apparent reason.
Because
like that church, I think their job is to catch feelings. Anyway, sorry.
No, you can rephrase by saying that the church catches a lot of feelings.
Yeah, like I feel like they caught a lot of feelings.
How did your mother,
No, but my mother has always known.
And are you at liberty to say how your mother felt about, your family felt about us getting married in that dingy Attorney General house?
I mean, at the end of the day, they are not the ones getting married.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I explained to my mom is what is like, for the good thing about also my mom is that she's also a very realistic, and like the advice she has given me has really served me in life. That's one thing I'll say about Phoebe Majale. She gives good advice. So she was like, hey, you're getting married, it's not just the wedding. You can focus on the wedding and not focus on the important stuff. No shade, by the way, and then this is no shade for people who want like the big blowout. I mean, do what works for you is my motto. Like if something works for you, do that. For me, I didn't need all the bells and whistles, is what I'm saying. And for her, she was like, as long as the family is there, let people come and witness, let people come and celebrate with you.
Did they worry about this orphan with no money?
I'm sure they did, but they didn't bring it up with me. I didn't think so. The issue was like things that some family and friends brought up is like, are you really sure about this guy? You know, again, the impression you give is a very rough edge. So they are like, form.
Yes.
Very that. But in terms of like, well, time has kind of proven us in the okay so far. Yeah.
Okay.
So in terms of like the institution of marriage, I think also how you and I have approached it, or how at least I prefer like people to approach marriage, is like figure out what works for you. Like have it be a partnership is what I'm saying. Even if you go back to that whole issue of like, yeah, women are getting the short end of the stick, and sometimes that can still be the case, even for me. But I feel like we have tried as much as possible to make it a partnership. When something is not going well for either one of us, the other person is like, okay, I'll do 1 or 2, 3 things. And not just like in terms of finances or whatever, like actually being there for the person. And also allowing the other person to just do their stuff, because also, I think also you and me have a very weird...
That's what Moses, our friend, was saying, that we have got
a weird relationship.
We have got a very weird marriage.
I mean, if you are.
Yeah.
I think so.
And I feel like a lot of people put too much emphasis on the relationship. Do I love you? Do you love me? Blah, blah, blah. At some point, because we knew each other, before we got married, we knew each other for 7 years.
Yeah, around 7 years, yeah. So we were around each other, we knew each other, like, yes, yeah.
Yeah. And then when we got married, I think that, and this I think is a lesson for a lot of people, that if you bring a lot of rules into your marriage, like your expectations of what you want your man to be or what you want your woman to be, you tend to have a lot of friction, because you just got them as adults.
They were already fully baked.
They were fully baked. They are not hot iron anymore.
No, I get that, but you see, there's always also this thing of like people have expectations that they're not sharing. That's also an issue. Because if, say for example, and again, people are allowed to have their expectations. Like even us, we have expectations of each other. But the thing is to share those expectations early enough to know what like your limits or your barriers are. For example, what are the, like, what do they call it? The non-negotiables. Like, if this is not there, this can't happen. Like, if you're standing by that, stand by that. 100%. If what you need is there, move on. If what you need is not there already, you can't start convincing yourself that it will come somewhere down the line. Yeah? Because actually, that's also another piece of advice that my mom and my aunt gave me. It's like the things that I don't like about you, or the things I'm not comfortable about with you, if I can't live with that, I should not marry you. Because it's easy to rely on the good stuff. So if you're with somebody and you see them at their worst, can you deal with that? Can you live with that? And if you can't live with that, imagine just don't. Because you're causing both of yourselves trouble. You're wasting your time. You're investing too much emotions. And then now you've already invested emotions. Your expectations have come in late. Things are getting worse to the point that, of course, these are the things you can see, not like issues that come up in marriage. And, I'm talking about like beforehand. Even like before you live together, if there's something that's annoying, that kind of thing that you can see and you're aware of. But yeah, so as bad as that gets, you have to be willing to live with that forever. Because the good stuff will come and go, yes. The bad stuff will come and go, yes. So you have to be okay with as bad as it can get. And if you're not okay with that, don't jump in. And even if you're during the marriage, don't stay for reasons that you shouldn't stay for. Because that's also something that we've also discussed. Like, if ever there's a time that we are not feeling this is going on, we should be the first people to know. And then we do what we do.
A lot of people are bashing marriage right now.
The institution is under attack, as the conservatives would like to say.
Conservative. The Mormons in Salt Lake City.
No.
They're the Mormons.
I am talking about the regular person who is seated and like, oh, they did what?
But so these people that are yapping, I see 26-year-olds yapping about how bad marriage is, and they have not even had a relationship with a boyfriend or a girlfriend for 1 year.
But what are the relationships you see? Like, even me, by the way, us getting married, that was a fluke. Me, I knew I'd end up to be one of those old lady DJs who just lives her life parading around Europe and South America.
Old lady DJ? Mm-hmm. What is that?
You know there's that lady, I forget her name, and she has the spec. She's such a fancy lady. I love her. I feel like she's my spirit animal. I'll need to find her name. But yeah, she's a DJ. I think she's right now probably past her 80s, and she just DJs around the world, just living her best life.
But you can't do that while married.
No, I'm saying before marriage. Yes, so in my mind, I didn't think that was because many of the marriages I saw around me weren't healthy, weren't good, were very much one-sided, issues upon issues. Yeah. So even if, like, sometimes I see when people are speaking about marriage, there's some people are speaking from what they've seen. My best friend, what is a marriage like? My mom, my dad, my auntie, my neighbor, my what, the marriages you see around. And then like even now, it's almost like being in a how do I put it? Like in a hole of some sort. Like if all you know is what is in the hole, then that's all you see. Because how many people are talking about how good marriage is and how much exposure is that getting? People want the content where mnakosana ile kabisa, mnaletana kwa podcast ndio you air your issues. Ndio mnamalizana mbele ya watu. That's the drama that sells. Nobody wants to hear, oh, we're fine, we're nice, God is good. Yeah. So I feel like there are people who are looking at very bad marriages around them and they are building boundaries and they are getting triggers around that because of what they've seen. Because yes, a 26-year-old who's never been in a marriage has no point to say that, yes, marriage is bad because they've never been married. But that 26-year-old probably has an older sister, an auntie, a cousin, people living around them, blah, blah, blah. And what they are seeing around them is like, this marriage thing, itakuwa hard. Yes, it's like people even like now who are saying like they want to be childless or thing. Like if you're looking at the life and you're like, I don't want this for me, let them do that. Like if marriage is not for you, just don't get married.
Talking about children, you only have one child. I've been bothering you to give me another child.
But the slander on this podcast. Okay, are we saying tunamulikana? Because by the way, if I remember correctly, we both agreed that the offspring we have now.
Yes.
I think she's fabulous. I don't think she needs a sequel.
A sequel?
Mm-hmm. Follower.
You know the men, for us in the villages, as from Nyakach, from Luland, you need 5 minutes, 10 minutes. For us in Nyakach, I've been a lot of people have been saying you need a man, you need a boy, you need a boy to. But the question is, we might try and get another girl. You try again, another girl. Try it to the 6th. It's getting.
So imagine telling those children, "You're failed experiments." Really? Anyway.
Yeah. So children, I think children need a lot, and for me, the reason why is sometimes I feel like one child is enough. Is probably, I really feel like I'm not at a place where I can exactly give Maya what she needs and all that she needs. I would like her to give her those Nike shoes, man. Those ones for $130, $140.
The sparkly
that is like
stuff.
That's like 18,000. And if she was to have those, you see those racks of shoes, like 10 shoes.
Yeah.
So 10 shoes of $140. That's a lot of shoes.
That's an investment.
I can't even do that for Maya. I want to buy her guitar. I want to buy her piano. I want to buy her whatever. And then I just keep giving birth.
As you trisex for
I think that is but for you are my biggest problem was that you guys were going to say no, one is not enough. I thought that was going to be very difficult for you.
Really?
I'm pleasantly surprised that you are.
Are you pleasantly surprised? Well, after okay,
what is your reason? My reason is poverty.
Is it poverty or lack? There is a difference.
There is the Francis of Assisi that talks about poverty. They're not talking about lack. But for me, I'm just talking about, I feel like a lot of us Africans have slid into poverty. Like really bad poverty, hand-to-mouth kind of situation. Because we have decided that we are going to follow the wrong interpretation of the word of God, that go ye and fill the world.
And multiply. Well, the world is quite full.
Because I think everybody should just try to fill their own front yard. And then the world will be full. You can't just
Then no, I think the thing that's also there is, for me, after we had our baby, I was like, I don't feel like I need another one. I've never felt the tingling of the ovaries to tell me. There are people who feel like, oh my gosh, I want another baby.
There is supposed to be tingling of ovaries.
No, it's just like a thing people say. But yeah, the ovaries tingle for different reasons. Anyhow, the thing about like, I really want another child, that feeling has never come. I've never felt that, I've been fine. Maya is the one who wants. Maya is the one we need to deal with.
Maya
wants another a sibling.
Yeah, but she can simply wait for another 12 years and she will have her own.
I mean, if she up to her, I don't know if she wants to have children, if she wants to get married. I don't know what her situation is.
What are some of the things? What are some of the things that have been such a huge shock in your life? Is it your hair?
Well, I think my hair is a weird subject. Anyway, for me, what happened? I started with the locks.
Yeah.
And actually, I got this from my grandmother. It was a gift from Nyanya.
What?
The bald spots.
Yeah.
So I have, what's that thing called? Alopecia. Yes. But there are different types of alopecia, blah, blah, blah. So there are spots where the hair just does not grow. And I was like, so once I realized this when I had locks.
But it catches you.
I mean, it was before, like, I did this even before we got married. Oh, yeah. I did this before I got married.
Yeah, but you
anyway,
had flowing rasta.
Yes. I had locks. They weren't here. Thank you for the embellishment, but they weren't here. But yeah, so around that time, I realized that I was getting bald spots. And the more, with locks, you twist to lock.
Yes.
And so that tension was making it worse. And so I thought I'd go back to my natural hair. And then I was like, then I'll have to start wearing wigs, weaves. I was like, no, I'm not balding. So I just decided, what's the worst that would happen? Then I shaved my hair and I haven't gone back since.
What do you do for a living, Julie?
I do a lot. I'm a yogi. I practice and teach yoga. I do some remote work online. I also support certain business interests of certain spouses. And yeah, basically that. Although I'm wanting to go back to writing and being present in poetry and things like that. That's a goal I have.
Yeah. It was very nice talking to you. It was really, really nice.
And that's how...
I enjoyed talking to you, It was beautiful. Wait. Producer will
Funga ikitu.
So thank you very much, people of the internet. That was my wife. That was Dialogues with Jageros.
Dialogues with the Jageros.
Come, I will call Orato so that we can have like another.
Yeah, Orato has our canon. Orato has everyone's canon. Orato is like the patron saint of
40.
Patron saint of record keeping.
You should send him some atakama ni 500. Akule nayo kitu. Yes.
I don't know. I'm not sure if he still likes Sizzler. He used to like it way back when. That's what he needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, people of the internet. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment. This was just a feel-good podcast. Feel-good episode.
Vibes.
Until another episode, thank you and bye for now.
Toodles.
Toodles.